Happy holidays to everybody, and we wish everybody a happy holidays and a prosperous new year. We want to talk about a few things this morning. The first thing is I'm going to start off and talk about the corrosion problem that we've had with some cables. Some of you have experienced some cable problems. We hired a professional engineering firm to do a diagnostic on it. They determined that all these issues with the throttle are being caused by corrosion on the tips of the connectors between the throttle and go back to the controller. So we've told you in the past to use dielectric grease, and that has been a good advice, but our engineer said not any dielectric grease, this dielectric grease, which is a very high quality grease that will prevent corrosion. So our recommendation is we're going to send everybody a tube of this along with a bulletin. This will probably do several hundred bikes. You don't need to use very much of it. But anytime you get a bike in for service, anytime you see a bike, anybody with the all-in-one connector, and that's the key, that has the throttle connected to it, we advise you to disconnect the throttle connection, apply the dielectric grease. The shrink wrapping will help, but there's no real, that'll help minimize it in the future, and it's one added thing, but the secret sauce is going to be this dielectric grease. So we're going to send that out to you very shortly, and we believe that'll do the best thing we can possibly do to prevent the corrosion. Okay, the other thing is I wanted to mention we still have bikes left on the buy one, get one free program, and there's still a handful of black interceptors that are in that.
Did you say buy one, get one free?
I'm sorry, buy three, get one free. Thanks, Cassie.
This is being recorded, you know.
Oh, yeah. Buy three and get one free, the asterisk. And so we still have some classic interceptors that are on that program. All the other models that are on that are ones that we plan to discontinue for 2020. And that's it, Cassie. It's all turned over to you.
Okay. Just before we get started, we were a little bit flustered because we had to move upstairs at the last minute. We just can't seem to get the technology right on these deals recently.
In the conference room.
Yeah. But we wanted to say thank you to everybody that came to the dealer meeting. All the feedback we've gotten has been really great for us to get here. And we've been a little bit depressed over the last couple of weeks, so we're sad that it's over, but we're also all really charged up and excited for the next year.
And the surveys came back. You guys loved it. I mean, the surveys came back. Those 70 of you that filled out the surveys, we appreciate that.
Good. Okay, so we also Don had a couple of things that he brought to our attention that we just wanted to share that were kind of neat. You want to start with this? I'll kind of hold up the postcard, and you can kind of give a summary of this really great Christmas card that we got from a customer. I don't know where she originally got her bike, but she's sure been all over the place.
She's got a 772 area code. I think she got it in Florida, but she talked about how she went to the a wine country around Fredericksburg. She went downhill in Colorado, Florida coast to coast, and she did the Palooza in Fort Worth, Texas, and she's hoping to do more in 2020. So she just raved about all the different dealers that she visited and how well she was treated. Everybody from St. Augustine with Glenn, Caroline in Dunedin, Paul in South Denver. She mentioned Neil and Vicky at the Palooza in Fort Worth and loved every bit of it and just said she can't thank us enough and what wonderful, great things about my bike. So she sent us a greeting card with pictures on it. Her name is Jean Andrews. So anybody wants to claim her, she's got a 772 area code.
Actually, it looks like she originally bought from Juno Beach.
Juno Beach, okay.
Yeah. And so in the letter here, she writes just about how all of the different places she went, people went out of their way to help her and take care of her. And then she's an ambassador, she mentions, and she sold 3 Pedegos on the ambassador program. So we just thought this was great. We pass it all along here for everyone to see. It's really a heartwarming letter about just how much this bike has changed her life and how much fun she's having. And this is her Christmas card she's sending everybody, showing everywhere that she's Pedego.
So if everybody can sign up every one of their customers to do that, they'll sell 3 bikes. If you sold 100 bikes last year, this is the way to sell 300 next year. Just get all your customers to help sell you bikes to other people.
The other quick thing, this is a letter from David Hales. He just had a great time at the dealer meeting all of you, and sent a nice warm note. Wanted to send warm wishes to you and hoping for the best next year. And he also mentioned that he got lost more at the Hyatt Hotel than he did in any of his travels. So we got a kick out of that and wanted to share it with you guys. Okay, so we're going to move on. I have the main purpose for today's call is I want to share some details about Pedego Care. So let me share my screen with you so everybody can see what's going on here.
By the way, this and the battery got the best accolades at the meeting, the new battery and this. And I think this one won by a hair in all the surveys, that this 5-year warranty is probably the best thing we could possibly do going into 2020. So we're really excited about it.
Yes, so I'm going to give you a quick preview. These are some of the graphics that Nancy has created around this program. Beautiful photo. Nancy took that photo. Just start by just saying how excited we are about it here. I personally believe this is going to be really a game changer for us. And the feedback from all of you has been great. And the response from the customers, more importantly in the store, everything that I've heard, it really is just blowing customers away over the top. I've talked to a handful of dealers that just in the last couple of weeks, it's already helping them sell bikes. And I just think this is such a great program. And if you had told me even a couple of months ago that we were going to do a 5-year warranty, I wouldn't have believed you. I just think it's a really generous program. So I want to go through some of the details. The first is, although it is a generous program, there's no such thing as a free lunch. So this thing's going to cost money, and you've got your part to play as a dealer. And the customer has certain requirements that they're going to have to meet. The first thing is we are requiring that every bike is registered by the dealer at the time of purchase. That's really, really important to us. It's important really to anybody, and I have some notes here of just some of the reasons why it's important. The first, probably the most important that you all can feel, is it's going to help us forecast. So we do the best we can. Yali does the best she can of trying to order stuff. We have to order 6 months in advance now, and the more information we can have of what's actually selling through. Just an example I'll give you is with boomerangs. We can't really predict what colors are going to sell or what's going to sell because we sold out of everything that we ordered. So all the numbers that we have just show what we ordered. They don't show what people actually bought. And so when we can get more data of what's actually selling through at the stores and when it's selling through, it's going to help us forecast and help us avoid, as we're never going to be perfect, but we want to get as good as we can about not running out of stuff. And you all know how painful it is to want to sell a boomerang or a Ridge Rider when you don't have it and we don't have it. It hurts us too. It hurts everybody. So that's one of the top reasons we just absolutely need to get this data. Greg has been here. I hope many of you got the chance to meet Greg at the dealer meeting. He's been really pitching in a lot lately, and he's got a lot of great experience with growing companies to where we want to be someday. And one of the first things first and every day, he's saying, you guys need information. You have no idea what's going on. And so this is one of the things that's going to help. The second thing is from a marketing perspective. We don't know what's working and what's not working at the store level. And so once, we can track people on the website and so on, but once they get in their car and head towards your store, we're totally in the dark. And so this is going to help us measure what works and doesn't work and help us justify spending more money where it does work. And also, it's going to make us aware of what's going on with you. If you're having a tough month, you might not want to pick up the phone and call us and ask for help, but we'll know, wow, this person only sold five bikes this month or whatever. And we can call you and say, hey, what's going on? What can we do to help? And the opposite is true also. If somebody's just really setting it on fire, we can call them and say, hey, what's going on? What's working? Let's expand that. So it'll help us a lot. The thing I want to mention, we've gotten a lot of feedback, and we understand that our current registration process is far from ideal. And we're going to be working to improve that. We've got a lot of a list of things that we need to have to make something really great and easy and more effective. And I'll talk a little bit more about some of the things we want it to do in a moment. For now, I've done a couple of things that will kind of help in the short term. The first is, it is a major problem that the form right now stores whatever data was last entered in there. And I've gone back and forth with the company that handles our system, our computer system that's doing this, and I don't have a good solution to it. The temporary solution is when you're registering customers to do it in an incognito window or a private browsing window. And that should make the form blank. I've tested it, it seems to work. And also you'll start blank every time and just make sure you're refreshing that window every time you're doing it. So that will help for now. The other thing, I've added a field just this morning that says secondary email. And the purpose for that is for you to enter your email as a dealer and that way we'll send a confirmation to you so you know the bike has been registered. I know it's sometimes uncertain whether something's actually been registered or not, so we'll send you a confirmation email that will confirm all the information that's been entered. So that'll be helpful. Also, I removed the phone number just to streamline it a little bit. I don't know that we've ever called anybody or used it, so I took that off. And then I made it clear things like the birthday and the secondary email that are optional. I made it real clear that that's optional. So if you don't want to ask someone their birthday, it's great for us to have it, but if you don't want to ask them for whatever reason, then you don't have to. So that's as far as the registration. So the next thing, these are good things for you. These throughout this process of creating this Pedigo Care program, we talked to a lot of dealers, we got a lot of feedback, and we were thinking about you the entire time, thinking about the customer, of course, but also thinking about you, the dealer, how we can make this work for everybody. So one of the things is in the warranty stuff, I'm going to be showing you some more documentation in a minute. We're making it very clear that it's required that they bring their bike in for this 100-mile tune-up. Now, I think sometimes this gets kind of lost. It's really important that that bike comes back to you for that 100 miles. It's going to save a lot of trouble down the road for you to be checking the tension of the spokes, adjusting the brakes, adjusting the gears, checking everything out. It's really important. So we're requiring that they bring it in for that. Typically, a dealer will do that for free. That's kind of a typical thing. New is we're also requiring that the bike be brought in every year for a service. And I'll show you some of the ways that we're documenting this. It's really cool. We've got a great program, a plan to do this. And this is a great opportunity for you. It's good for the customer too, but mainly you're getting that customer into your store every year. This is typically not something that would be provided for free. You're going to charge whatever it's worth to you to do it, depending on what level of tune-up is being provided. But it's a great opportunity for you to generate revenue. And get the customer into the store to engage them with your Pedigo owners group and sell them accessories and have them bring their friends in. It's just good all the way around. And we think we're going to have a pretty high percentage of people bringing their bikes in. And you can just see as you're selling more and more bikes every year, you're getting more and more bikes in for a paid service every year. And so it's a really good thing. And we believe that's going to help offset a lot or more, exceed any possible impact you're going to feel from the parts only portion of this. So as you know, as we talked about at the dealer meeting, we're no longer covering labor. This is a parts only warranty for 5 years.
Except in extraordinary circumstances, like a brand new bike arrived, then we'll certainly step up.
Yeah, so we have had a few, I was just surprised. There have been a couple of dealers that have contacted me and were concerned about this idea of not getting labor. And essentially their message to me was, we love this program. We know it's going to help us be more competitive. We know we're going to sell more bikes, but we don't want it to cost us anything. And my answer to that is, what Don just mentioned is, we're still Pedigo. If there's, we have guidelines, not rules. There's exceptions to every rule. Like the example, if a bike comes to you and it's not working, obviously we're going to take care of you. We're going to take care of the customer. The second thing is, I just would ask you, just a few people that have mentioned this, but to look at the big picture. I actually ran some numbers. Last year, there were 69 people. I haven't shared this with you yet, Don. There were 69 dealers that claimed any labor at all with us. The rest of them chose not to claim any, kind of with the idea that we're providing a lot of support in other ways, and that's their kind of role is to do the labor. Of the 69 dealers that did claim warranty, the labor, the average amount that they got was $369 a year. So we're talking about $30 a month roughly. So it's really, if you're thinking about the labor and focused on that, you're bending over a dollar to pick up a dime, because the purpose of this program is to help us be more competitive and sell a lot more bikes. And nobody's in business for $35 an hour warranty labor. You can't build a business on that.
By the way, the other thing is that we research all the other bike companies. We can't find a single bike company that pays labor. I mean, whether it's Trek or Specialized, the standard in the industry, nobody pays labor. And that's given us a great opportunity in your case to step up.
Yeah, well, and I know every one of you is facing the competitive pressure. You can search for electric bikes in your computer right now, and you're going to see ads popping up that say, you can get 2 bikes for the price of one of those, and you don't need a local dealer to provide service. And this is your opportunity to say, okay, this is the value of Pedigo, and this is my value as a local dealer. You're going to need somebody to provide this labor. So if you have any more concerns about that, call me personally to talk about it. Otherwise, I would just say focus on the big picture. Bear with us. If it doesn't help you sell a ton more bikes this next year, we can talk at the end of the year. So I want to give you a little bit more details on the battery prorated program. So it's a 3-year full warranty on the battery, which is very generous. It's really exciting. And then for the following 2 years, this is the schedule. And I'll be showing you more of the details of how we're going to get this out to you. And this will be on the website and so on. We decided to make this simple and not have like a multiplier. So it basically, for every 6 months after that, it's going to step down how much a person is going to be able to get off a replacement battery. Technically, this would be a battery that was deemed defective by us. Part of the warranty is written that that's the only way, we're the only ones that can determine, either you or here can determine whether a battery is defective. But anytime in those last 2 years, everybody's making money, so we probably would replace any battery under warranty. That could kind of be at your discretion or our discretion.
And so some people want to replace a battery because it says it's not getting as much range. And, you know, after 4 or 5 years, it may get to that point. But if they're 4 years into the program and they want a new battery, sure, but you would just give you a discount. You had 4 years use of the battery. So, and this is the way most car batteries are done. So 3 years, if it's defective, they're not happy, we'll repair, replace it. Most likely, of course, replace it. And then after that, they'll get a discount. And you'll buy the bikes from us at that same price.
Yeah, so you'll get a 40%, you're going to earn a 40% margin anywhere in that last 2 years. So you're making money on the vehicle.
And we see a lot of opportunity to sell batteries after the 5 years too, particularly bikes that are out there now. We're seeing a big uptick in battery sales as these 7, 8, 9-year-old bikes age out. So people need to buy new batteries, and you make 40% margin.
Okay, so I'm going to get out of here and show you, we have a few things, we have a lot of different things that are coming your way. One part of it you can see behind us is the display. We're going to talk about that in a second.
You're going to talk about my tattoo too?
Yeah, hold on, just be patient. Okay, so where all these details are, we've printed a ton of these little booklets. They're going to be here December 30th or so, and we'll be getting them out to you. That's the cover of it. And then on the inside cover is blank. And then on the first page, what you're going to see is these little areas. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but I just want to show you, these are all the kind of fine print of the warranty, and that includes the battery pro rata. And I'll send a PDF of this so you guys can browse it. It's all pretty straightforward. It's pretty much the same as it's always been. I did kind of reformat it to make it a little easier to read so people can see what's going on. Then there's also the anti-theft protection has its own warranty, so it takes up a little space. So this is a little, I guess it's about 6 pages of actual warranty, and it's a little 6x9 booklet that's going to be an addendum that you're going to be giving to customers. So on this page, what we've got is a little kind of area, and we also have here, and I should probably make this.
They can see.
Yeah, let me make it big here. Hold on a second. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So what this thing is a stamp, a self-inking stamp. We've ordered a bunch of these. Okay, well, let's see if that'll work. Yeah, there you go. So each dealer is going to get one, and we'll have some for replacements if you lose it. And you'll be able to then stamp each customer's little booklet that you've given them. They can bring it in, and when they get their 100-mile tune-up and all their annual services, you can just go ahead and stamp it to show that that's been done. And then there's a little date thing where you can put the date. Now, I want to be clear here that we are not going to be throwing the book at people. So if somebody calls us for a warranty claim, or you call us for a warranty claim, we're not saying, hey, where's your book with the stamps? Okay, this is just an idea to really help you get people in the store like we were talking about. So we think that's a great program.
It's a marketing tool. And I would also suggest that you take the same stamp, and once you've registered the vehicle, stamp the customer's invoice that he's got the Pedigo Care 5-year warranty. Because if you look in the booklet, it's going to either have a 2-year warranty or a 3-year warranty. This will get them the 5-year warranty, and it's you introducing to them as the dealer. And then you can tell them how the program works and why you stamped their invoice, because they now have 5 years coverage.
Yeah, so like Don was mentioning, the current books, the owner's manuals that we have now say 2 years. We have a bunch on the way that say 3 years, because that's what we thought we were going to be doing. And so that's one of the, like we talked about at the meeting, we're presenting this Pedigo Care to a certain extent as This is for a limited time only. We're offering this with no extra charge. We're giving you an extended warranty from the 3 years as standard to this 5-year Pedigo Care warranty. So the owner's manuals are going to say 3 years. And this little booklet is the same size as that owner's manual. When somebody buys the bike and you register it, you're giving them this booklet and telling them what they need to do to kind of bring it back.
It's like the extended warranty that you might, if you bought a car, it would have that same feeling. So you're going to give them that extended Pedigo Care book. It'll give them a 5-year warranty.
Okay, the other things that we have available here, I'm going to show. We have behind us, I don't really have a great way to really show you this, but here's a mock-up of a display. We pretty much just bought the fabric here. We do have a limited number, I think 10 or something of including the frame, but we know that most of you have one of these frames. It's probably, for a lot of you, it's starting to get a little old and worn out. And so we're just going to provide the fabric that you can slide over the top of it.
And make sure you zip it at the bottom, because that's what keeps it tight and taut.
Yeah, most of the time we show up to a store and it drives us all crazy. We see the zipper isn't zipped. It is a real pain to zip it, but it does make a difference in the appearance of it. So we're not charging for that. We're just going to eat the cost of those.
Same front and back. It's on the same image on both sides.
Yeah, that way we don't get it against a wall or something. So we think this is going to really help to drive the message home in the stores. So we're going to be kind of putting together little kits. And so you're going to get some of the booklets. You're going to get a stamp. You're going to get the cloth, the fabric thing here, unless you talk to us. Otherwise, you're going to need to order this, or work with Wendy to get this. They'll create an item number and work with you to get it. If you need the frame, we just need to let us know, and we can provide that. And just saying, okay, I have a frame, but I want a frame, that's not good enough. We only have a limited number of those frames for newer dealers going forward. So really, we want to ship you the fabric here that you can put on your existing frame. So you get the stamp, the booklets, the fabric for this, and then you're also going to get a little stack of postcards. And so what these are going to be for you to send to your customers to remind them of their annual service. And so it says, time flies when you're having fun. It's time for your annual service. Contact us to make arrangements, and you can put a little note on the back and a stamp. So we have these. These are going to arrive the same day as the booklets. And you're going to get an email, an automated email from us, and the customer will too, saying that it's been a year. And so that will remind you, okay, this customer, it's been a year since they bought their bike. Let's get them in here for an annual service. And so we think this will help drive people in. And we can work with you if you think it might make sense to have like an offer on there, like, oh, I'd like to do 10% off. Probably in this case, you could just hand write it on the back. Schedule within the next 2 weeks, and we'll give you 10% off that annual service or something along those lines. So I think that's all I have to share on this program. A few other details, I guess, that come to mind is technically this is not a transferable warranty. It's for the initial owner only, and we probably have some flexibility along those lines as far as dealing with exceptions downstairs. The one thing that's really clear on, though, is the lifetime. We didn't mention the lifetime warranty on the frame. This is something we've been kind of doing unofficially anyway. But some of the bigger bike brands like Specialized and Trek publicize that. It's a lifetime warranty on the frame. And so we don't want them to have any kind of easy ammunition against us. We just really want this to be a wow factor warranty. And so we're now publicizing this is a lifetime warranty on the frame, but that is for the lifetime of the original owner, of course.
Never mind. Okay.
Pre-loved. Oh, yeah. Some people have asked, I can't read Don's handwriting. Some people have asked if we're extending the pre-loved warranty. It's a good question. We haven't really, dived too deep into it. For now, we're going to leave it at the 1-year warranty. There's a chance we may extend it. I don't know that we've really had a lot of warranty claims or issues with the pre-loved bikes that go out.
We just have to decide what we're going to do with it. I thought maybe you decided. That's why I wrote it down. But it's open for discussion. We'll debate that and get back to you on what we want to do about that. And we welcome your input. We want to help you sell these used rental bikes, and that's what it's designed for. And this would certainly make it more advantageous to buy a new bike, and maybe we want to keep it that way. By the way, we've got a certified pre-love program. It'll give you a 1-year warranty, but if you buy a new bike, you're going to get the 5-year Pedigo Care program. So it might be a way to step that customer So I would say, though, that you all have to now get the tattoo like I did. I wanted to also, did you have anything else on this program, Cassie?
I don't think so. I think I've covered
Okay,
it.
I just want to go back on the Nia gel that we're going to send out. You can, the other stuff you used was probably all right, but this is what we want you to use. This is the best premium thing. I think it was $20 a tube. It's very expensive, but highly recommended by the engineer. This is like the difference between a Pedigo and one of those other cheap bikes they sell out there online. So this is the best stuff. We want to use nothing but the best. And we'll be sending that out in the next, you'll be receiving this in the next few days. Along with the bulletin.
Well, I think that's a record for our longest call yet. So you guys asked for details and you got them. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be sending an update email with a link to this Nile gel. So we're going to send it ourselves so you can see where you can get it in the future. And with a link to the manual, a PDF of the manual, it's going to be printed so you guys can dive into all the fine print of this. And we'll be giving you another update probably just by email when all this stuff comes in and when you can order it. It's going to be around the first of the year, right after Christmas. We expect to have all this stuff. So thanks, everybody. Merry Christmas.